Measles causes a lot of sickness in children from the ages of baby till about 5, and it causes pneumonia, seizures, encephalitis, and immunosuppression for 2 to 4 years after you get it. This means that you're prone to dying from other illnesses for 2 to 4 years after getting measles, plus you'll be a sickly child pretty much for sure in that time compared to what you would have been if you hadn't contracted the illness. The only way to protect against measles is to have 95% or more of the population vaccinated. There's a problem is that you can't vaccinate babies. You've got to wait till they're a year old. So given that at any time just over 1% of the population are children under 1, it is even more imperative to vaccinate the older people. Now, we shall go to the 2019 Samoa measles outbreak. Now, this began in September of 2019, and they got over 5,700 cases of measles and 83 deaths out of a Samoan population of 201,000 people. 3% of the population was infected. So that's what you can happen with 3% of the population infected. Now, if you scale that up to the size of the USA, or a similar percentage unvaccinated, you get 140,000 deaths in the USA. And that's a shocking high number, and mostly children as well. So this is why I'm just putting out this little video. So the background, this is quite interesting. So what happened was in 2013, 90% of babies in Samoa got MMR vaccination at 1 year old. But on 6 July 2018, so just over a year before the disaster happened, 2 12-month children died after receiving MMR vaccinations. 2 nurses incorrectly mixed vaccine powder with muscle relaxant instead of mixing it with distilled water. This is why the deaths were caused. So the muscle relaxant killed the children. Anti-vax groups used it to scare people off vaccination. Even though UNICEF provided many vaccines, the Samoans were afraid to take them. In June 2019, this is the problem. This guy came to Samoa to rally the anti-vax troops, and he was very successful, and he even got to talk to the Prime Minister and campaigned against the vaccines on social media. And after the outbreak, Kennedy did not apologize for being part of the cause of these people, children dying. He blamed vitamin A deficiency or immunodeficiency, which the virus causes anyway, as being a substantial contributing factor in the outbreak. So the outbreak took place from September 2019 until early in January 2020. 1 in 150 babies died, and 1/5 of the babies 6 to 11 months contracted measles. So it didn't even attack all the babies, but we still managed to get 1 in 150 died. And as of December 2019, 94% of the population was vaccinated. So the Samoans learned after the disaster that people had to be vaccinated. And we don't need, or the US does not need this kind of disaster. 95% is required to acquire herd immunity for measles. So we need, the USA needs 95% of people vaccinated. You don't need any confusion about this. You don't need an anti-vaxxer in charge of healthcare in the US. There's lots of other people who are not anti-vaccine nut jobs who can fix the food aspect of American society, or can try to fix the aspect of American society where diet is horrific. You do not need this guy to be your health czar. It will be a horrible disaster. It only took 1 year of fear for Samoa to lose 83 children from measles. If you get Kennedy in as your health czar, it'll be 4 years of fear. The US has a decent health system, but you could get the 143,000 deaths if there is enough people unvaccinated, because once measles starts to get, it will spread like wildfire, and it's not a joke. Now, what else was I going to show? Oh, here we go. Here is child vaccination coverage by state. This is from the CDC. You can see year by year how it goes up and down. For some reason, Alaska is bad at vaccinating. Alaska is the worst among these. But this chart you can see how dangerous it is to live in your particular area. So you can see Colorado was added. We'll take off California, Arkansas. So we can do different places. Guam is bad. Idaho is fairly okay, but most places are. Let's see. We'll just get rid of Guam. Alaska, you can see there the 83.4. So only 83.4 percent of their children at 35 months are vaccinated. That's low. And you can also check the 13-month vaccination, 19, 24, and 35. So you can see how much at risk your babies are. So babies are not too protected. It's much improved in Alaska over this time, but it could be better than 19 months. So over time, people think, oh, well, we'd better get vaccinated for measles. And it gets closer and closer to a good spot. But Alaska is low. Alabama is low. And so some of these places, as you can see, there is a trend downwards in vaccinations for MMR, for measles. And this trend will accelerate now that Kennedy is the health czar. This is terrifying, or it should be terrifying for you if you have young children, because you could potentially lose part of your family over this. Here is how vaccines, this is also from the CDC, measles, the annual 20th century morbidity, a number of people in the US who died from measles was 530,000. And reported cases in 2021, 9. You only had 9 cases, and the only reason you had 9 cases was because there's high enough number of people vaccinated. But if you get Kennedy in a couple of years, you could get the Samoan situation replicated in the US. No one needs to take that risk. So please campaign to get somebody else as the health czar. Do not allow your House and Senate members to confirm this guy, because it will be all around you if he gets the power to ruin children's lives.